good to see you again. Today we're going to do a project based on superheroes. There are so many people out there being real life superheroes right now. It is amazing to see, it's inspiring, and I think a superhero project is just the perfect thing to honor them and to honor ourselves. So I think there's another group of people that are superheroes right now, and those are kids, because I feel like you guys are working hard and you're doing all the things that you're asked to do, and it's so different, and everything in your world has sort of been flipped upside down. And if you're doing what you're asked to be doing during these times, I think you guys are superheroes. So you're going to honor yourself with this project too, and think about ways that you are a superhero. So we're going to start with these circle eyes. You know, something like that. Let me move my light a little bit so it's not creating that big shadow. Okay, so here's our circle eyes. And yes, one of mine is a little bit wonky, and that's okay. Remember that perfection is not really what we're going for. The differences of your drawing versus mine is what makes it unique. So I'm going to make this eye now have the inside of the eye. And what I'd like you to think about is creating a highlight. So a highlight is where the light is hitting it. So I'm going to create a little half circle on each eye, and that is going to stay white because that's going to be the area that the light is hitting. So I could color this in for now. And remember, obviously, you don't have to color yours in black. You can color it in the color of your eye. You can color it any color you would like to create your eye color. Okay, so there's my eyes. That's my highlight. Okay, so that's our first step. Now we're going to create our mask. Now, there's so many different types of masks that you can make that I created a little sheet for you to look at. So when you create your mask, create a mask with bat ears. You could create a mask with bunny ears. Maybe this is a typical mask design. You could throw some flair. Maybe you can create it where it looks more like a cat, a unicorn, a puppy dog mask, or a bear. I am sure, because you are so creative, that you will come up with even more mask ideas. Now, I'll show you mine, but you can create your mask in any of those designs or come up with a new one. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there, but I will put it at the end again so you can refer if you need to. Okay, so to create your mask, let's do under the eyes. If you're doing a curvy mask, create almost like a very low W. If you're doing one of these straight across, that's fine too. You're going to create your lines straight across. Now you're going to create the top of your mask. If you're doing ones with ears, you're going to come all the way up. I'm going to come all the way up on this side, create my ear, coming down, and connecting. Okay, so it depends on what kind of mask you're making. If you're making one of the ones that just go across, you would just be creating this top line. You would not be creating the ears, but that's up to you. I'm going to create mine based on a cat because I love cats. So I'm going to create cat ears, kind of like that. And then my next step is going to be creating the bottom of my face. So I'm going to create a line that goes all the way down and around and connects. Okay, so this will be sort of where my chin is, where the bottom of that line is. Okay, the next step is a nose. Obviously, you can make your nose any way you want. I'm going to create a little bit of a curve and that on the side there to create my nose. Next step is a mouth. Now I'm going to create a smile on my mouth because I am saving the world as a superhero. So I'm very happy about that. So I'm going to create this sort of J-shaped with this at the edge. And then I'm not going all the way to the end. I'm going to go here. I'm going to loop it around. Okay. This is a cartoony sort of version. I'm going to add some teeth here. And I'm going to call that a day with the mouth. I could add a tongue. I could color that in. There's lots of options, but I kind of like it that way. So I'm going to leave that. Now, to show expression, another thing that you can work with are eyebrows. So for my superhero, just going to create some eyebrows across. Now, if my superhero was angry, my eyebrows might be down low like this. Surprised, my eyebrows might be pointing up. Okay, so it depends on the feeling which eyebrows you're going to choose. All right, I'm going to go add some eyelashes here. All right, and now I've got to add my neck. So I'm going to come down from my chin, curve down, about like that. Then I need some shoulders, or I'm going to look like I'm basically like a floating head. So my shoulders, I'm going to create coming down around here. If I made my shoulders way up here, it would look like I was shrugging my shoulders. So I'm going to create from here my line coming down. Okay, so there's my shoulders. I'm going to add the curve of my t-shirt. You could make it a V-neck. You can make it a sort of a scoop neck. However your superhero costume fits, create that look. Then we got to add some hair. So this was another part where, I want you to show your personality and a little bit of who you are. So I made a bunch of hairstyles. So you could, depending on what kind of hair you have, kind of look at this, and you can add your hair that way. Or you could add the hair that you wished you had if you were a superhero. And so these are different hairstyles. Any of these that you want to add that sort of fits with your hair or your dream hair, you can go with that. So my hair is basically boring. So I'm going to just create my hair. It's very straight. It just comes around. Doesn't do a whole lot, but that's all right. It is what it is. So I'm going to create my hair. And I'm going to let it kind of come down like that. I'll add some lines. Coming down here. And ta-da! My superhero is ready to save the world. All right, so I'm going to add a little color to this superhero. And again, whatever you have around the house is fine. So you have markers, if you have crayons, whatever you have will definitely work for this. Colored pencils are good. I'm going to add my color. I'll fast forward it so you don't have to watch me do that for so long. And then you create your superhero. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. All right. Okay, artists, so the last step here is you've got to come up with some sort of like emblem, like some sort of logo for your superhero. So think of a way, maybe it's your initials or somehow incorporating your favorite animal to create your superhero logo. Think of like Superman and Batman and Batgirl, how they all had some sort of logo. So I'm going to use the idea of a butterfly for mine. I think butterflies are good because they symbolize hope. And, you know, superheroes bring a little hope to, you know, hard situations. So my butterfly would obviously be lower, but since my paper ends here, I just had it look like it would continue down there. And then maybe I will incorporate my initials too. And so I'm going to do a K for Kristen. But now I have to be really tricky and do it backwards on this one. So something like that. Okay, so that's going to be my superhero logo. And I'm going to outline that one more time. And I'm going to color this in. You guys create your superhero logo and start to color yours in.